If you're over 55, what you're about to hear could completely change how you wake up tomorrow morning, because researchers are now warning that a single morning habit millions of older adults rely on every day is silently accelerating the aging process, weakening cells, increasing inflammation, pushing up stress hormones, and making your body biologically older than your actual age. And the craziest part? Most people have absolutely no idea they're doing it. Doctors call this hidden aging effect the morning stress spike, and it's becoming one of the most overlooked health risks in people over 55. For decades, we were told that aging was a slow, natural decline, but new breakthroughs in longevity science are proving that aging is not just about time passing, it's about the messages we send to our cells, and your morning routine may be sending the worst message possible. Picture this. It's 6:30 a.m. You open your eyes, and the very first thing you do is reach for your phone. That innocent movement activates a storm inside your nervous system. When bright light hits your eyes before you even sit up, the brain slams the gas pedal on cortisol production. Cortisol isn't just a stress hormone, it's what scientists call a catabolic hormone, meaning it breaks things down. That includes muscle fibers, joint tissue, collagen in the skin, and even the protective walls around brain cells. But what alarms doctors most today is how phones, screens, emails, messages, and news first thing in the morning keep cortisol elevated for hours longer than the body was designed to tolerate. A recent multi-university study on adults aged 55 to 75 found something shocking. People who spent the first 15 minutes of their day on a digital device had up to 46% higher cortisol levels at lunchtime, even if the rest of the morning felt calm. And once cortisol rises in those early moments, it rarely comes down naturally. That means accelerated skin aging, stiffer arteries, slower metabolism, weaker bones, and increased belly fat storage, especially for seniors who are already more vulnerable to hormone imbalance. But here's where things really get interesting. Longevity researchers are now discovering that cortisol timing matters more than cortisol amount. The body is supposed to release a controlled cortisol pulse about 30 minutes after waking up. It's natural, healthy, and helps you feel alert. But when the cortisol spike happens instantly within seconds of waking, it disrupts the body's internal clock. That clock controls digestion, hunger hormones, cell repair cycles, and even the genes responsible for how fast your body ages. And this leads to a frightening discovery. The wrong morning habit doesn't just age you on the outside, it alters your biological age internally. A professor at Stanford School of Medicine found that older adults who received high cortisol exposure before breakfast showed a genetic pattern associated with 6 extra years of biological aging, even if they exercised, ate well, and slept enough. So what exactly is this dangerous habit? It's not coffee. It's not breakfast. It's not skipping stretching or exercise. It is waking up and instantly activating digital stress, checking messages, reading the news, responding to emails, scrolling social media. Every tap of the screen releases dopamine and adrenaline at the same time. That chemical combination forces the nervous system into a state called hyperarousal, which doctors say slows down mitochondrial function. Mitochondria are the tiny engines inside cells that produce the energy needed to repair damage and keep you alive. When morning hyperarousal keeps happening over and over again, those engines become weaker, and older adults feel it. Not dramatically, not suddenly, but slowly, through aching joints, through mental fog, through stubborn belly fat, through waking up tired no matter how long you slept, through fine lines that weren't there 6 months ago. Now here's where the contrast gets fascinating. Doctors compared two groups of older adults. Group 1 woke up and checked their phone within 5 minutes. Group 2 waited 60 minutes before touching a device. Even though both groups drank coffee, ate breakfast, and followed similar routines, Group 2 showed 21% lower inflammation markers, 18% better blood sugar response, 11% higher energy output, reduced facial sagging, improved memory test scores, and more balanced cortisol curves, all from simply delaying exposure to digital stress. But we're not stopping here, because the story goes deeper. For decades, doctors believed that the biggest sources of accelerated aging were diet, activity level, and genetics. But today, a growing field called chronomedicine is proving that timing may be even more powerful than lifestyle. It turns out the body does not repair evenly throughout the day. It saves restoration for very specific windows, especially early mornings. If your nervous system is attacked before the repair window shuts down naturally, recovery stalls. Collagen repair is interrupted, muscle growth signals are reduced, fat burning slows, memory consolidation weakens, and for adults over 55, those lost hours add up fast. In fact, scientists estimate that just 10 minutes of digital stress before breakfast can reduce nighttime cellular repair by up to 28%. So maybe the real morning habit aging you isn't the wrong food or lack of exercise or not getting sunlight. It might be that invisible mental stress that hits you before you even sit up in bed. And if you think this sounds dramatic, wait until you hear what doctors are finding about coffee timing. Millions of seniors drink coffee immediately after opening their eyes. And yet, coffee first thing in the morning may accelerate aging because caffeine before natural cortisol decline forces the brain to produce even more cortisol. Over time, that response weakens adrenal glands, slows thyroid function, and disrupts hormone balance. Doctors now recommend waiting 60 to 120 minutes after waking before drinking coffee, especially after age 55. By delaying coffee, people reported less anxiety, smoother skin tone, better digestive function, improved sleep quality, and more stable energy. These are measurable anti-aging effects triggered by timing, not content. And here is the surprising twist. Many older adults wake up already in a state of internal dehydration. Overnight, the body loses water through breathing and skin evaporation. When someone drinks coffee before they hydrate, the body steals water from cells to process the caffeine. That cell dehydration may be one of the earliest triggers of visible aging. Longevity experts now believe that the true anti-aging morning formula begins long before nutrition or exercise. It starts with a simple correction, reducing shock to the nervous system the moment you wake. You might be thinking, I feel fine, my routine works, but internal aging rarely announces itself immediately. It shows through slower metabolism, weak hair quality, reduced elasticity around the eyes, or that stubborn fat forming around the waist no matter what you eat. Doctors call this phenomenon aging by accumulation. Tiny stress events repeated daily compound into major cellular consequences, which leads to another major aging habit almost nobody talks about: waking up in silence. Researchers discovered that older adults who wake to silence or harsh alarms show higher morning inflammation than those who wake to soft music or gentle audio patterns. That inflammation shows up in medical scans as swelling around joints, facial puffiness, and discomfort in the lower back. You may have noticed how athletes warm up before activity. Morning is no different. The body needs a gradual activation period rather than a shock, and that is exactly why we need to talk about sunlight and why the timing matters more than ever. If you are over 55 and you look at screens before looking at natural light, the body confuses artificial brightness for daytime sun. That confusion disrupts melatonin production later at night. Melatonin isn't just a sleep hormone, it's one of the most powerful anti-aging molecules ever discovered. So when melatonin production drops, aging accelerates, and yet millions of older adults never see morning sunlight. They step into the day through indoor lighting, device screens, and caffeine. Then they wonder why aging feels faster than ever. So what can you do tomorrow morning to reverse years of silent aging damage? The first step is surprisingly simple. Change the order, not the difficulty, of your routine. Doctors say that by adjusting the first 30 minutes of your day, you can flip your body from stress mode to repair mode. The very moment you open your eyes, avoid reaching for news, messages, or screens. This gives the nervous system time to rise slowly instead of being shocked awake. And that gentle transition tells your brain it is safe, reducing cortisol output before it begins. Many older adults who tried this method reported something they hadn't felt in years: calm mornings. They noticed their heart rate was lower, their mood was better, and their energy stayed steady throughout the day. Some even lost stubborn belly fat without changing diet or exercise. Not because of magic, but because cortisol controls where fat is stored, especially after 55. Lower cortisol equals a smaller waistline. The second step is hydration before stimulation. Doctors now believe that drinking water within the first 10 minutes after waking opens blood vessels, supports kidney function, and improves nutrient delivery to tissues. That matters because aging speeds up when cells become thirsty. Water first, screens later. That tiny reversal protects DNA stability, something caffeine and stress disrupt. Then comes light exposure. Simply walking outside or standing by a window for 3 to 5 minutes is enough to activate the suprachiasmatic nucleus, the brain's timekeeper. That single signal resets your biological rhythm, helping you sleep deeper, burn fat more efficiently, and keep your mood balanced. Older adults who did nothing but seek morning light showed smoother skin texture within weeks because improved sleep increases collagen repair. But perhaps the most powerful age-slowing change is this: create a morning without immediate judgment or comparison. When you open your phone, you see the world before you see yourself. News, tragedies, arguments, bills, ads, all before your nervous system even understands that you are awake. That emotional shock activates micro-inflammatory responses inside blood vessels. Day after day, that inflammation wears down the body faster than time itself. Imagine the opposite. Imagine waking up, breathing slowly, stretching gently, drinking water, stepping into daylight, thinking about gratitude, moving your body, then choosing. When two face the world, that version of the morning isn't glamorous, it's biological protection. It's Lowe's aging not by adding routines, but by removing damage. And here is the truth doctors want older adults to hear. Aging is not one big event. It's 1,000 small decisions, 1,000 mornings, 1,000 chances to age faster or slower. Your body is not done. Your cells still listen. And tomorrow morning, they will listen to whatever message you send first. Choose a message that protects you. Choose a message that keeps you younger longer, and choose a morning that supports the life you want to live, not the stress you want to escape.